Anyhow, I talked about it recently at an event, and the concept was really easy. For everyone that orders your product, you attach them to a second reoccurring subscription that they love, and it's called the Value Trojan. Really easy. Get $5 a month from everyone so that when they cancel the product that they originally purchased, because people will, we know the life cycle is probably between 2 and 4 months. When they cancel, they keep the Value Trojan because it is so valuable that they're like, oh my God, yeah, that thing was absolute, it just didn't work for me, or I just didn't do it, or whatever the reason was. But this, I love this thing. This little thing is fantastic. And when you start adding those folks up, the numbers become ridiculous, into the millions and millions and millions of dollars from just handfuls of orders a day. So that got abused when people started doing 3 Value Trojans at a time, 2 or 3, and adding on another $15 here, another $20 there on top of the $100. And then if you keep compiling that further, what you find is a $100 charge from a bundle, another $100 charge, a $20 charge, another $20 charge, and a $10 charge. All of these things add up. So if you guys weren't aware of this, it has been happening, and thankfully now it's stopping. So if you see someone or someone recommends this to you, please don't do this. This is not a good idea. Another example is non-disclosure. You must make sure that the customers understand exactly what it is they're purchasing at all times. And then city matching is another example of deception. If you're landing on a page and it says, here's the thing, I live in a town of 1,500 people. I know them all. If this thing says, John made $183 an hour with Google pasting simple little ads, I'm like, bullshit. I know he didn't. And I know they're lying because my town's only 1,500 people. And then that is basically, let's sum it all up with one last thing. Don't be an ass. Being an ass is what's caused us to be in the problem that we're in now, where we have had Visa and MasterCard crapping on everyone. We've got the FTC knocking on everyone's doors. I mean, you name it, it's all come from us not listening to what our moms taught us, which is be a good person, help other people. Let's move on. So this was allowed to happen way too long. Way too long. But it's being cleaned up. The pendulum had to return to the other side. Now, a lot of us, me included at one point, I got a little freaked out, were pissed off about the pendulum swing, because you guys know how a pendulum works, right? It swings one way, and then it swings back all the way the other side. It doesn't stop in the middle like, oh, this is probably fair for everyone. Kill them all. And that's exactly what they started doing. Now we enter the correction phase. You like that? I thought that cat was so funny. So in the correction phase, here's what starts happening. Yahoo bans trial orders and offers. MSN now bans trials. Guys, I do a lot of business with MSN. I do a lot of business with Google. Google decides they're going to slap everybody. And they're now in the mode of, you know what, kill them all, let God sort them out. Because here's what's going to happen. If you run a real business, a real respectable business, you have a long-term business plan, you will call them up and you will say, hey, I have a long-term business plan. Here's my business plan. Here's my white sheet on exactly what it is that we're going to do and what we're going to accomplish. Give me my damn account back. The people who aren't creating real business will never call. They will never email Google. They will never demand their accounts back. They will never say, here's exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing. And they'll just create a new account. Also in the correction phase, Visa threatens the merchant accounts. This happened a while ago. They threatened all the merchant accounts. If you guys don't self-regulate, we will come in and kick everyone's ass. And that's exactly what happened. A lot of people had their money seized in these merchant accounts, and basically some folks are starting to get it back. And there was a TMF spree that went on. Raise your hand if you know what TMF means. Oh my God. You guys, if you leave this conference and you don't remember one single thing, remember this. TMF, Terminated Merchant File. There is a permanent blacklist that once you get added to and your social security number gets added to, you are screwed. They will never give you another merchant account for as long as you live. You will have to find someone else to run your company, which is what a lot of these guys do, unfortunately, so that you can get a merchant account through this individual. And this can happen for any reason, just about at any time. It is unregulated. Any merchant provider that you're working with, if you're like, oh, you know what, I don't really need to answer that guy's phone call, or screw those guys. Wrong answer. They will screw you harder than you ever imagined was possible. because you don't know what the TMF is. Avoid the TMF at all costs when you get your own merchant account, okay, guys? Super important. And now, in the correction phase, everybody's picking a side. You're either on one side of the fence or you're on the other. You're either replicating the shit that you've been doing already, or you're deciding how in the hell you're going to build a real sustainable business model. Okay, so now let's look at good profits. Good profits is what I want you to think about and focus on. Good profits are profits that you earn from happy customers. I know it's a novel concept. I thought of it myself. So, I'm joking, of course, but it's real simple. Help people make money. That's what the world's all about. Help people make money. Here are some examples. Apple. Now, Apple is a controversial one because I hate them while I love them simultaneously. I hate them for making me want an iPad so damn bad that it's $1,000. I don't need it. I don't need the damn iPad, but I want it so bad. I'm not shitting you guys. I have been checking my email. This is how ridiculous it is. I am ravenous. I am checking my email every single day, waiting for the shipment notification of my iPad 3G with Wi-Fi from China. I'm like, ask me how many times I logged in today. Ask me. I logged in 3 times today to look for the damn email. Jesus Christ. All right, so Apple is a fantastic example of good profits. I want to give them money. And I don't want to give them money. Amazon.com, another fantastic example. If you guys do anything at all, copy Amazon as much as you can. Those who know we're all playing catch up with Amazon. Amazon is the best damn marketing company that has ever existed, period. Learn everything you can about Amazon. Oprah, I mean, each of these people, fantastic brands. Zappos, Dr. Oz, Mashable. I don't even know what the hell the guy's name is, but the guy who, like, way too sexy guy with the half-shaven face all the time. You guys know what I'm talking about? I don't know what the hell his name is, but I love that guy. Deepak Chopra, Frank Hearn. You guys, Frank got up here, and he somehow, there's a couple rules of speaking. Never say the F word. Never put your hands in your pockets. Never tell him you're nervous. Never tell him you screwed up. Frank breaks them all. Why? Why can he get away with that shit? He can get away with it because he's made everyone bond to him. Everybody loves him. I love him. I love him so much it actually pisses me off a little tiny bit. I'm like, why the fuck do I love this guy? I'm sorry. Why the hell do I love this guy so much? You know? I totally love him. And it kind of frustrates me because I don't even know him. I mean, I met him for the first time in there, and he's like, dude, you're Mike Hill? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, nice. I like your box, my CPA Tsunami box. Anyhow. Some more examples. Guy Kawasaki. You guys, these are people who have done a fantastic job, who were nobodies, who created somebodies by just being real. Tony Robbins, Gary Vaynerchuk. You guys know who Gary is? Yeah? Everybody here? Raise your hand if you know who Gary is. Okay, awesome. Those of you guys who don't know who Gary is, learn up on Gary. One of his books called Crush It. Get a copy of it. Okay, Gary's fantastic at building also realism and brand through self. You know, just being himself. Yannick Silver. You guys know Yannick Silver? Fantastic guy. One of the very few people I've met who's like doing exactly what God put him here to do. Help people. Johnson & Johnson. Now, I picked one ridiculous corporate giant because why do people love Johnson & Johnson? I would not use any other product but Johnson & Johnson on my baby. That's ridiculous. Why? Because I have been programmed since the time I was 2 years old that Johnson & Johnson equals trust. And that's part of their marketing campaign and their brilliance. Another example is you. You don't know it yet, but you have something to say. I know most of you guys have something to say. Even if you may be camera shy or whatever it is, you got something to say. If you didn't, you sure as shit would not be in this room right now. You're here to do something. Let's figure out what that something is. This is the future. One word. I had to summarize it in one simple word: personality. The future of CPA marketing, the future of all marketing, is boiled down to personality. What personality are you going to present to the world for your product, your brand, or yourself? Personality is the unique, and this is pulled from Personality Not Included by Rohit, and I'm not going to say his last name. Let's just call him Rohit. Personality is the unique, authentic, and talkable soul of your brand that people can get passionate about. You either love Apple or you hate Apple. You're on one side of those two fences, okay? You must think about this when you're creating your company, you create your brand, okay? Do me a favor, you guys. I want you to remember, you guys all have those little tiny things, right, still? Use them during this hour. If you have a little breakthrough, it's a simple act of you pulling that thing and you actually expressing to the universe, if you will, that you get it, is going to be big for you. Even if 25 other people get it, it's fine. It doesn't matter. Make that statement to the universe, and I'm going to tell you exactly why right now. What fuels you? Ask yourself this question. What is it that makes you happy? And think about that. What really makes you happy? If not you, what about your brand? What's your brand? What's your brand about? What fuels your brand? I started this little Facebook group called Internet Marketing Super Friends because I was sick and tired of being ashamed to be an internet marketer. I want to be proud to be an internet marketer again. For a long time, I was like, I'm an internet marketer. Now I talk to my family and friends, they're like, oh, you're that acai guy, aren't you? No, and Tina did not really lose all that weight. I know, the pictures are fake. I started this because I wanted to be able to have everybody bond together and say, look, let's make a difference. Let's make a change. Let's be super. And that was just a real quick example, thank you, of a brand. Set your intent, and this is what I want you guys to think about. Set your intent and let the rest follow. What is your intention? What do you want? What do you really want? Let's look at this. Frank mentioned this yesterday on stage. This is why I like doing my slides last if I can, because I get to reference everything else that's happened, although I did miss all of this morning and most of last night, sorry. What's your outcome? Let's do an exercise. Right now, take out your piece of paper, and I want you to write down the 5 things that you want to see from your life over the next 2 years, and I don't want to see money as one of them. No money. Write it down. 5 things. Come on.